Welcome to Financial Investing Radio, where you'll learn the secrets for consistent, high-probability returns in the financial markets for additional income to change your life. Grant creates consistent, high-probability trading systems for the financial markets and has applied them over the past 5 years. He's only recently started sharing these tried and true market secrets. As a gift to listeners, Grant is offering his high-probability indicators for free. Go to financialinvestingradio.com and download yours today. Now, here's your host and trading veteran, Grant Larson.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Financial Investing Radio. Thank you for joining. So it's a Monday morning here, and the market is not yet open. But the plan for the day is that I'll be looking for some choppy sideways action throughout the day. I expect there'll be moments of pushing in one direction or the other direction, but overall, that's what I'm expecting at the moment. Now, in the last episode, I shared some backstory on my initial desire to begin investing. As I got to that point, I, of course, realized I needed a plan. Part of my growing up years was near some mountains in the countryside, and out there everyone had a dirt bike, and so my family did as well. And I think I must have weighed 85 pounds. I was a really small kid, and some of the other kids in the area decided to do a camp out on their motorcycles in the nearby mountains. So you would put your backpack on with your sleeping bag, and off you'd go. So my parents said okay. And we headed off to a predefined location where all of our parents knew we would be. So it wasn't too far away, but far enough out into the mountains to have the adventure anyway. But the key here was planning was not our forte. And so we hadn't thought through the food and the other items. Our parents left that up to us kids. So the other thing we hadn't thought through was the weather. Who would have thought to look ahead of time to see what the weather is going to be? So during the night, a big rainstorm came in, and it made all the roads super muddy and slippery. And of course, again, I was about 85 pounds. So in the morning when it was so muddy, I could not keep the dirt bike standing up straight in the mud. It was that slippery. I'd stand it up and start to go, and it would go right out from under me. Heck, I could barely lift the thing off the ground. So, aside from being cold and wet and hungry, we were faced with the prospect of spending a long, long time up there until things dried out. So ultimately, we hid one of the motorcycles back in some trees, and I rode on the back of the motorcycle of the largest kid. So much for planning, or rather not planning. That was one of those life lessons where you sort of step back later and realize that could have gone better if we would have done a little more planning. So for me, investing in the markets requires planning in several key areas. And one of those is planning for education. So to get started there, right, you need to figure out which area you're interested in and start your education there. Maybe you're interested in options or stocks or futures or Forex. So in this industry, I'm always learning and building my education. I'm not done, right? I'm still a work in progress. But I think that it's a key part of what it means to invest. So if we're going to invest and be self-directed in our investment, we also, I think, then need to adopt a willingness to be open to continually learn and gather new insights. So that's the first area, which is plan our education. What are we going to work on over time, and give us the time and the license to do that. The second area is, let's say that you've already begun that process, you've already taken some education, or you're in the middle of that. Another kind of planning involves how you will invest on a regular basis. So think about today. When I first opened up this episode, I said, hey, I'm anticipating a sideways, choppy day with some regression to mean. Why would I say that? Well, my education and coupled with my experience now over the years leads me to say on this kind of day, given recent activities in the market and being a Monday and other things like that, I'm anticipating that it will be a little more sideways. Doesn't mean there won't be any kind of trending, but be looking for more reversion to mean opportunities throughout the day. Of course, we'll see, if that's right or wrong. So, stepping back, I use a two-phase investing strategy. The first is I invest for cash flow purposes. And so this is a smaller return, consistent approach. So, you need to keep the lights on, right, and pay for those kinds of things. So it's good to have sort of a cash flow investment strategy. And then the second is I invest for growth purposes. So this, of course, is a higher return, but, the key there is, as you would expect, higher return is going to mean higher risk. So I need to know what the high probability situations are to reduce that risk so that you can still get the higher returns. So the key is to have a plan and to build and grow your learning and plan your investment strategy. So that's a key part of this, is to put that in place and figure out where you are in it, and then accept the fact that, hey, you need to keep learning. So it looks like a great day for trading here. The market opens up here shortly. So to continue your journey, go to financialinvestingradio.com, where I'm handing out some free items that will help you identify those high probability but with high return opportunities. Hey, my name is Grant. I look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Financial Investing Radio. Until then, trade the high probability.
Thank you for joining Grant on Financial Investing Radio. Remember to subscribe and leave feedback. Don't forget to download your free high probability indicators before your next trade. Visit financialinvestingradio.com now.